Thank you, Roger. I would like to take this brief moment to recognize our distinguished panel of judges. This panel of judges combines decades of experience in different infrastructure sectors that will be covered here today. And they have exceptionally impressive resumes, which are very briefly summarized in your program. You can only fit several lines, so I do value them, and I really appreciate them. So I'm going to introduce Dr. Vladimir Cruz. Dr. Vladimir, can you stand up? Dr. Vladimir is an expert in the field of animal production and agriculture. With more than 50 years of experience, Dr. Cruz is the director of Agropo System and Agricultural and Livestock Division of Pon Mas Corporation. He's also an international development representative of the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. So we really value your assistance here. Thank you. Up next is Dr. Mario Sergio Golab. Dr. Mario is a multidisciplinary engineering, international management, law, and professional with over 40 years of experience. Dr. Golab is a U.S. Patent Office registered patent attorney and managing attorney at Golab Intellectual Property. Dr. Golab is a graduate of the Argentine Air Force, Technion Israel Institute of Technology, University of California, Berkeley, Thunderbird School of Global Management, this goes on, and the University of New Hampshire Franklin Pierce Intellectual Property Center. So this is very exciting to have such an expert on not just engineering, but global and patenting office, as some of these technologies can certainly be patentable. So thank you for your assistance here. Up third is Mr. Eduardo Infante. Mr. Eduardo was born in Santiago de Cuba, and at the age of 15 years old, he was sent by his parents to the United States. He served in the U.S. Army and graduated with a bachelor degree of electrical engineering from the University of Miami. He worked with Florida Power and Light for over 33 years in design. 43. In design, installation, operation, management of distribution and electrical grid before starting his own consulting company after retirement. So we really value your expertise here. Thank you so much.
May I just say one word? It is a pleasure to be here to mentor you and to learn. And engineers always will be learning. You will learn until the day you die. This experience will get you to be a better person. And the winners and the losers, there are no losers. You're all winners. And I'm here to share and enjoy that.
Thank you. To his left is Mr. Rafael Palacios. And Mr. Rafael attended the University of South Florida in Tampa and graduated in 1971 as a Dean's List Scholar with a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering with an emphasis on energy conversion and mechanical design. Palacios' professional career spans a period of 5 decades where he has proven to be a leader in mechanical engineering, contracting field with a number of significant projects exceeding a total of $1 billion in authoring in a number of publications. So thank you so much, too. Our 5th judge today is Mr. Xavier Rodriguez. Mr. Xavier Rodriguez has served as the executive director of the Miami-Dade Expressway Authority since March of 2007. He oversees Miami-Dade Expressway Authority's capital improvement plans. Prior to joining MDX, Mr. Rodriguez served as the Director of Transportation Systems Development with the Department of Transportation in Florida, serving Miami-Dade and Monroe counties. So thank you. Last but not least, and he is actually unable to be here today, but he was certainly an integral part of our first round of written reports judging is Mr. Eduardo Vega. He's certainly been part of this program for several years. Unfortunately, he was not able to be here today. But Mr. Eduardo Vega is a professional engineer with 45 years of experience, which included 35 dedicated to county government service in various capacities. Mr. Vega is currently the Senior Vice President of APCTE and has served as the Assistant Director for Engineering at the Miami-Dade Water and Sewer Department, where he directed engineering design, construction management program, and infrastructure development activities. So we are very fortunate to have them all here today and lending us their expertise and guidance as we move forward with some of these engineering projects. Thank you again for being here, and we very much value your participation. So, like mentioned previously, we received 15 project submissions in January for this 2017 Cuban infrastructure competition from submissions from across the U.S. The universities included University of Missouri, Florida International University, George Mason, University of Portland, University of Florida, Florida State, California State University at Burlington, University of Alabama, North Carolina State, and the Florida Institute of Technology. So several reports and projects submitted from these universities, which have now completed to the top 6 teams. The judges have reviewed extensively for those 2 weeks in February the written reports and have their combined scores where the top 6 teams were invited here today. I would like to take the time to recognize the teams whose written reports also received higher than 30 out of 40 points, but unfortunately were not able to get to the top 6 position. Those 2 teams will also be rewarded as part of this competition. So those 2 teams that did not make it to top 6, but however did reach 30 points in their written proposals, was the University of California State, the Mine Bloggers, and their project was the replacement and construction of pavements with precast concrete. The second team was the North Carolina State University, Team Inspire Cuba, with the conversion of Maribu to charcoal for export and increased land arability in Cuba. So those 2 teams will also be receiving some compensation and award for their efforts. However, the top 6 teams was certainly crucial to get to, and it was not an easy judging as most of the judges were fighting for their best team. So today we'll complete the second part of the competition where the teams presenting each of their projects. Each team will make a 15-minute presentation directly followed by 10 minutes of questions and answers led by the panel of judges. At that time, online viewers who are also part of this program here today will be able to interact with the teams as they post some questions on our YouTube channel, should they wish to do that. The judges will score the presentations based on the following criteria: organization and delivery, coverage within the time limits of 15 minutes, proficiency in answering the technical questions, and quality and creativity of the presentation materials. That will be worth 60 points, which will then be added to the previous 40 points to elect the top winning team. The team with the highest score will be awarded a $6,000 scholarship award within the team for first place. Second place will be $4,000, and third place will be $2,000 scholarship.